Hello there, friends, and welcome back to more Final Fantasy VI. Last time, we set out to boost our entire party's levels and magic repertoire as much as we could, while also taking on some of the strongest challenges we can in preparation for taking on Kefka and Emperor Gestal at the Floating Continent, which is exactly what we're going to be doing today. Before we head in there, though, I would advise something pretty strongly. Pick 3 of your favorite party members, whichever ones you want, honestly, and go ahead and gear them out right now the way that you want them to be. This will be important for just a second, but I would suggest doing it right now rather than worrying about it later. I'm already decked out, and I'll talk about who I'm bringing along to the Floating Continent here in just a moment, but let's go ahead and head that way. If you have anything else you want to do, now's the time to do it. Alright, let's find a way onto that thing. Let's form a party of 3, everyone else below deck. I don't know why a party of 3, we could use everyone up on board to help deal with the Floating Continent, but you know what? I like a trio. Anyway, so my first party member is obviously going to be Terra. Terra is sort of the main character of this arc, and I think it would be in bad taste to not bring her along for this final big confrontation against Kefka and Emperor Gestal. Next is Celeste. I mean, we're going up against the Empire, she defected from the Empire, it makes sense to bring her along as well. And last but not least, I'm bringing on Edgar. Edgar is more of just a personal pick. While he does have some stakes in this, as he's royalty and he's sort of the de facto leader of the Returners right now, along with Bannon. The fact that Edgar has a lot of versatility with his tools, and also I've given him a lot of magic, those are the main reasons why I'm going to be bringing him along. Also, personal favorite character, I gotta bring him in. Anyways, now that we've picked our characters, it's time to head that way. Here we go! But if you thought it was going to be that easy, it's not. We're being assailed by a bunch of Magitech weaponry. And it doesn't look too good. We're going to need to find some place to defend ourselves. Uh-oh. It's the Imperial Air Force. They've got us surrounded. We're going to have to engage them. Yep. Alright. So, knowing Imperial enemies, we know that they're mostly weak to lightning-based magic. So that's what we're going to be doing here. We're going to be mostly just spamming lightning-based magic. And I guess we can go ahead and use Edgar's magic as well, if we really want to. There's Absolute Zero, a very powerful magic attack that'll do decent damage, but thanks to our level up boosting, we should be pretty okay. There we go, Edgar learns the Blizzara, which won't be entirely useful right now, but that's okay. We're gonna have to kind of navigate around the Blackjack here and deal with the air troops as we see them. Okay, we've got 2 Sky Armors and a Spitfire. I don't think we've actually encountered any of these enemies before until now, so this is going to be quite useful for our bestiary. We can see our magic leveling is paying off. Obviously, Edgar is going to be falling behind the ladies, as he isn't really built to do magic. I could equip, like, earrings or something on him and make him go super powerful with his flash. But I think for right now, we'll go ahead and just have him chuck magic. Come on, Imperials. This can't be all you got. I'm not even that high level. Come on. Bring everything you got. 2 more Sky Armors and a Spitfire. The main thing you really need to worry about here is to mind your health. These guys do a lot of damage, even if you are leveling like this. And just be careful and don't get too ahead of yourself. I bought a bunch of high potions for a reason, and I'm going to use them not sparingly. I'm going to use them quite often. Just to make sure I'm not getting too greedy here. There we go. Chuck a bunch of them. I mean, it's 250 HP heal every time we use one of those. It's pretty good. Don't really want to worry about X potions or elixirs or anything like that. And our MP pools are pretty alright, so we shouldn't have any issues when it comes to taking on the entire Imperial Air Force. There we go. We're almost to a level. I might need to watch what espers I have equipped then. There's something strange up ahead. It's coming this way. Well, what would that be? What the hell are you? You're interesting. I don't really think you're Imperial. Then again, they were working on a lot of really weird experiments. I guess we can go ahead and switch some Espers around. It doesn't really matter. If Terra gets Strength +2 from Bismarck, I don't really think that's a big deal. Got more Sky Armors and Spitfires to deal with, while we have something very foreign coming our way. Gonna need to keep an eye on that. It feels really weird that Edgar has broken the 4 digits of HP, and I don't know, it messes with my OCD that the Terra and Celeste haven't reached that point. So like, it looks a little weird. That's kind of a side tangent, but we're gonna go ahead and heal up. See what else we run into. Oh, what was that? Oh, I guess that was probably just part of the Air Force. Oh, it's coming around the back of the bridge here. We got more Sky Armors and Spitfires. Again, there's really not much to talk about these guys after we've fought them what 5 times now. Just kind of auto battle your way through this and you'll be all right. Obviously, if you aren't leveling up like super high like I was, which I wouldn't really count what I've done to be super high level, bring characters like Celeste, Terra, and Realm or Strago, as they will probably be your best magic damage dealers, and just chuck rods or something at them if you don't want to build up magic. Oh dear, not you again. Yup, it's Ultros again. No, really. This is our last battle. Alright, let's go ahead and slow him down. This is going to be something I'm going to be doing quite often. And then let's just... I do Thunder. Actually, no, we want to do Fire. Fire and Lightning both work. But we're going to go ahead and use Fire here, because he always has a funny reaction to it. 60... Was that 6,800 damage? Looks like I lose again. But today I brought along a buddy of mine. Mr. Typhon, come on down. I'm not even going to try to do a Typhon impression. He's not so great with words, but his strength will blow you away. Yes, we have a new enemy on the field now, Typhon. Typhon is actually weak to Ice Magic, if I remember right. I think I misclicked and cast Thunder there instead. That's not good. Oh well, we can do Cure here. Heal everyone up. Yeah, I cast Thunder instead. Let's go ahead and cast... let's have Edgar go ahead and go on the offense here with Drill. Let's go ahead and see if we can take down this stupid octopus once and for all. We'll have Celeste deal with Typhon, we'll have Terra deal with Ultros. There we go. Yeah, that's better damage right there. 5,700. Go ahead and drill. Let's drill Ultros. There's Fireball, which hits everyone for pretty decent damage. I'd try not to make him mad. He gets hungry when he's irritated. And you look like tasty snacks. Well, we're doing like 6,000 damage to him with every hit. I don't think he's gonna last much longer. Overall, just try to keep your HP as high as possible, and you'll be pretty alright. Though, it seems like Ultros and Typhon got the last laugh there and knocked us off the blackjack. Straight into another boss fight against the Air Force, Missile Bay, and Laser Gun, along with a bit, but that's later down the road. We're gonna go ahead and use Edgar to heal everyone up. And we're gonna go try and deal with these guys as quickly as possible. This is kind of a trio. We can see that they're using a bunch of abilities constantly. We're gonna need to be ready to heal up twice here. There's a few ways you can go about this fight. But we're gonna go ahead and try to take down the laser gun first. We're gonna have Edgar fall back and be the healer of the party for right now. And then we're going to try and take down the laser gun, as I think it is the most important one to take down right now, as we'll see here in just a second, especially for bestiary reasons. So we're going to just target the laser gun, see what happens. There's more missiles. Because there's 3 enemies on the field, you're going to need to be constantly on the upkeep when it comes to dealing with the damage that the enemies are bringing. So have a healer ready to go. There's Thundara going straight to the Air Force instead. We're going to go ahead and try and do an AoE multi-target Thundara, now that we've taken down the laser gun. I do not want to trance right now. These guys are not worth my time for that. Air Force launches a bit. Now with the laser gun out of the way, the bit will come into the fray as a new enemy that'll absorb magic, which is a big reason why I brought Edgar here to deal with the bit. The bit also, if I remember correctly, cannot spawn unless you've dealt with the laser gun. So take down the laser gun first, so you can get the bit into your bestiary, if that is something that you're worried about. We're going to have our powerful casters fall back on healing, while we have Edgar deal with the little bit. It's down, though, so then we're going to have Edgar go ahead and focus on drilling the missile bay. There we go. And then we're going to have Celeste go back on the offense. And let's just do some single-target magic attacks for a little bit. I think we're definitely controlling this fight now. We're going to go and speed things up. This is a long fall. There we go. The Air Force is down. 2 bosses back-to-back is definitely a little exhausting, but that's just what we're going up against here in the Floating Continent. Here we go. And we're not even there. We don't get any EXP for this, but we get quite a bit of AP, so let's learn Asuna. And we got the Princess Ring. Just ahead are Kefka, Distal, and the Warring Triad. Welcome to the Floating Continent. We're finally here. And it looks like we have an old friend here as well. Filthy, double-crossing Empire. Tried to off me the second I'd served my purpose. Shadow, we thought you were dead. Is Interceptor alright? He's fine. Come on, let's go. Just leave me here. Sorry, that's not happening. And unexpectedly, we have Shadow in our party now. This is the reason why you were told to only bring 3 party members, as Shadow is going to be our 4th as we explore the Floating Continent. And no, this does not mean that we're going to be talking about him in more detail. I'm saving that for later. But first things first, we're gonna tent. Something I also really want to talk about real quick before we go any further. Look at this. The moving pixel art, and you can see the world below you. Oh man, dude. It's so cool. Anyways, enough gawking. We have a mission to continue. But first things first, let's go ahead and look at what Shadow has. Nothing. So we're gonna have to fix that. We can give him the Assassin's Dagger. And honestly, I think it would be best if we built him for defense, so I'm not going to give him the Genji Glove. Instead, I'm going to give him the... Well, first things first, I'm going to try and find... I'm going to give him... one thing, he can wear the Memento Ring, similar to Realm, which is very interesting. We're not going to dawdle on that. Instead, I'm going to give him the Zephyr Cloak. I'm also going to give him... I think I'm actually going to give him the Alarm Earring. That way we don't get... back attacked or attacked from the sides while we're exploring here. Give him the Mythril Shield. Let's give him the Gaia Gear so he's immune to any earth damage. And then let's give him the Green Beret, as that'll probably be his best defense option for right now. We're not going to have Shadow do too much in the way of dishing out damage. We're just going to have him play the Item Chucker, and mostly he's here for support. We're also going to go ahead and throw... well, Terra is close to a level up. Let's give her Maduin. Let's give Celeste Zona Seeker. Actually, no, she already had a level, didn't she? No, she did. Yeah, she did. Okay. Let's give Celeste Carbuncle then, so she can learn magic. Let's give Edgar... let's give him Bismarck. And we can give Shadow, because he hasn't mastered any magic at all. Let's go ahead and give him... Zona Seeker, actually. I think this is going to be the best play. Alright. With that extra little boost in HP right there, it's going to move on. The Floating Continent, despite its immense size, is actually fairly linear in its style. So we're going to... But this dungeon does have a few tricks up its sleeve that we need to be careful for. One of them being very powerful random encounter fights. This dungeon hurts a lot, so be ready to heal your party constantly. And honestly, I would recommend just trying to avoid random encounters as much as you can, because this area hurts a lot. We're gonna go ahead and try Flash right here. These Misfits do a lot of damage, so we're going to need to be careful when fighting them as to not die immediately. Which, Shadow has now become blind, which is not great. Let's try and chuck a high potion at... Actually, no, we don't need that anymore. Let's go ahead and just try to cleanse this blindness of his. We'll go ahead and throw some more magic. The Behemoth is a pretty dangerous enemy. Though I will note something about the random encounters here. If you brought Strago along, this is a pretty good place to learn certain lore abilities. There isn't anything groundbreaking here that you can learn that you can't learn anywhere else, but it's worth noting if you want to have that option. I am mostly going to fight all of the enemies I can here once, and then I'm going to turn off encounters so I can minimize the chances of me dying considerably. Maybe throwing all those high potions away here soon. So, treasure chests in this area are also these little blue orbs. They're a little different. There's the Murasame, which is a katana if you brought Cayenne along. We can't really see what it does, but rest assured, when we get control of Cayenne again, I will show off what it does. We also have this, this is how we can transport across the floating continent, is these little nubs in the ground that open up and allow us to travel along. Brain Pan, Misfits, and Apocryphas. Okay, lots of new enemies here. Let's go ahead and just cast Bio, see what they are and aren't weak to. Let's go ahead and use Auto Crossbow. I don't think these enemies are going to really hate physical attacks, but I might be wrong. Who knows? Where are my shurikens? No, it's because I have the menu normal. Shurikens are still going to be doing pretty respectable damage at this point, so whatever shurikens you had around, you can use here. You can also buy them preemptively if you know Shadow is going to be a part of the party. I didn't want to do that because I have other reasons to use Shadow during this segment, but shurikens are going to be a nice backup if he is unable to do anything useful at that time. I'm going to click this switch right here. That's going to extend the land and allow us to move further. Using the map here to navigate is going to be pretty good, as even though this dungeon is quite linear, it is pretty annoying to traverse, as everything kind of looks the same. I'm going to go ahead and clear Celeste of Silence right there, so that we don't run into any issues. Silencing Touch again. That being on Edgar's okay, though. Let's use Terra to heal. Yeah, Auto Crossbow is going to be doing pretty decent damage here. Shadow learned Shell, which is pretty useful. Let's go ahead and move down. There doesn't seem to be anything in the far southwest of here. Let's go ahead and check it out anyways. Let's go ahead and turn off encounters as well, so I can check this out without any consequence whatsoever. Doesn't seem like there's anything there, but there is a way forward over here. And there seems to be something we can interact with over here, maybe? Nope, just some encounters with some ninjas. We've already fought these guys, so technically I could flee if I really want to. What I am going to do is heal. It's probably going to do quite a bit of damage, yeah. Let's go ahead and throw a chainsaw at these guys. Well, they started with a full HEB bar, it seems like. And let's give them a taste of their own medicine with some shurikens. There's Chainsaw, didn't instant kill, it's unfortunate, but it does do quite a bit of damage. Lightning Scroll. I'm pretty confident in my HP for right now, and he goes down. Nice. If you didn't run into the ninja in the Esper Cave, this is a, not the Esper Cave, the Sealed Cave, this is a good place to find them as well. Heal up with items, I do not want to waste excess MP. So we're gonna go ahead and walk around here. I think I'm almost out of enemies to run into. This is already a group of enemies we've already fought, so I'm actually going to see if I can flee here at a reasonable time. 1, 2. Fleeing in this game is a little weird. It's based on HB and like success rates based on a few second worth of intervals. It's a little weird, but generally it's pretty okay. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up again. There we go. If we look around, we have a few options now. We have 2 different locations we can go to. Let's take the leftmost one. See what happens. That sends us right over here, where there's a nice little button we can push. 2 nice little buttons we can push. Let's push this one. That lowers that segment right there. That'll allow us to explore if we head back towards that empty area that we saw earlier. Aha! Platinum Dragon! I think this is actually the last enemy I need to find. So we're just gonna throw some magic at them and see what happens. We'll throw fire with Terra. Okay, Thunder Magic did decent damage. We'll go ahead and use Flash with Edgar. We'll chuck a High Potion at Terra. And then we'll use Blizzard Magic, I guess, with Celeste to see if that works as well. There's Wing, which does decent damage. I'm gonna go ahead and throw more flashes. Okay, alright, there we go. Platinum Dragons are down. Awesome job. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and heal up once more. That's this button. And that lowers that platform, which will allow us to circle around so we can just go back and check out what was below here. That's pretty interesting. That'll give us access to this eastern part of the map. We also have to go back and check out that other teleporter, so let's go ahead and do that first. Go down. Check out where this other teleporter leads. I'm going to go ahead and turn off encounters. I think there actually is one more enemy I need to find, but it isn't a random encounter. We have this, okay, so there's nothing here we can interact with. We can see the Blackjack is down there, kind of going on pace with the floating continent. Good to see that we have potential backup if need be. Hopefully we don't need it, though. Then we're going to go back down here, loop around, and head back down these stairs, take this path, walk around here. Doesn't seem to be anything down here. Let's walk around. This leads up to a nice little juncture where we can head over by the Blackjack. Can't really do much with it, though. And also, we have more buttons to push and more treasures to grab. Real quick, though, if you head down right here, to the southeasternmost little hole here, it leads you to a nice little rest point. I would suggest using this, especially if you've been using your MP as much as I have, to go ahead and tent. So I guess real quick, let's go ahead and see what Edgar's tent looks like. I don't think we've seen his. There we go. Solid blue with some yellow top piece right there. That's holding the tent together. If you go next to the spotlight, you're risen up, back into the floating continent, and off to explore we go. You can push this switch right here. That'll open up a new way forward, which is pretty useful. And also we have another area right here, another chest right here with a beret. We go ahead and equip that. Let's see what that does. I cannot equip the beret on you, or you, or you. I actually believe the beret is specific to Realm, if my memory serves correctly. So if you have Realm in your party, you can go ahead and check that out right now. Look, the airship's down there. Return to the airship. So, returning to the airship will allow you to do a few things. If you return to the airship, you can go back, recuperate, grab anything you need, and also readjust who you're bringing to the floating continent. However, you will have to redo the walking simulator from the floating continent's beginning to where you are now. The fact that we can turn off random encounters isn't really that big of a deal for this caveat, but for the sake of this video, I am not going to return to the airship. I am just going to keep pressing forward. Okay, we've got another entrance right here. And that leads to an enemy. I'm not going to worry about that just yet, as there still are a few things we need to take care of here. Walking back to this segment of the map right here near the entrance to the floating continent, we can open up this segment of the wall to reveal another treasure chest with a monster in a box. This is a Gigantos. Really only the main strategy I can give you here is to just spam by it, as this will probably be your best way of dealing damage to it. They do powerful physical attacks, so have everyone in the back row, but if you've been working on your team like I have, you should be able to one-shot it or get pretty close to it. You can level up for everyone. Unfortunately, I did not switch Celeste over to something else, so she's got 2 level ups without a bonus. That sucks, but that's okay. She's got a lot of magic to begin with, so we're not going to be missing out too much on that. That Gigantos also gave us the Dagger Sasuke, which is a blade thought to have belonged to a famous ninja. Is it Sasuke or Sasuke? I don't know. I've heard it both ways, especially from people who speak the language. I don't know. Aha! There's the last enemy I'm looking for. Just a standard old dragon. Week 2, Ice. We go. Let's go ahead and play a little safe with this enemy. I'm gonna just go ahead and drill it. I guess I really don't need to do that because it's a regular enemy, but do it anyways. Drill's a cool animation. There we go. Do some decent damage. There's Snort right there. That'll blow away one of your party members from the battle. Don't really need to worry about Edgar, though. He's pretty good. He doesn't really need any help. There's Snowstorm. We're gonna have Celeste heal everyone there. I don't really have any healing magic on... on Shadow. I guess I could probably do that if I want him to just be support. There's Freezing Dust, which will freeze an enemy. Or freeze an ally in this case, I guess. But there we go. Dragon down. Edgar will not get any rewards for the battle as he was blown away, but that's fine. He'll be back here now. Alrighty, with those two things taken care of, all that's left in our way is whatever this thing is. I'm gonna go ahead and say this now. This is probably, along with the Intanger, the hardest thing you're ever going to fight at this point in the game. And you need to be ready. My team setup has been built to kind of just burn it down as soon as possible. Let's go ahead and go through it one by one. Terra is going to be kind of our main damage dealer. I'm going to use Trance in this fight, and I'm going to just try to rip apart the enemy as quickly as possible. I've given her 2 earrings, the white dress, and I could also give her the Magus hat if I'm really so inclined, and I think I actually am going to do that to boost her magic just that much higher. It's going to be very important that she takes this boss down as quickly as possible. Celeste is also going to be sort of playing as kind of a side damage dealer, though I will also have her play de facto healer if need be. I have also given her the Unicorn Esper, as the Unicorn spell will be able to clear status ailments for all allies. That's very useful here. Terra has Kieran in case I want to regen heal, but I doubt I'll use it, but it's there just in case. Edgar's running the Golem, which will block physical attacks for a period of time. He's also going to just kind of play physical attacker and support if need be. Shadow is running Zona Seeker, which, if you need a refresher on what Zona Seeker does, it increases the party's magic defense with Magic Shield. It's very costly, but it is very good. Shadow is going to be playing generally as the team's support character. He's going to have a lot of speed, and he's going to be just chucking defense items and everything he can at once. He's also wearing the Gaia gear, which makes him the ability to absorb earth damage, which this boss will use frequently. This is my setup. It isn't ideal, but it is pretty good. So, let's head inside. This is the Ultima weapon. This is a very powerful enemy with a lot of abilities. My name is Ultima. I am power both ancient and unrivaled. I do not bleed. For I am but strength given 4. This is a very powerful enemy. We're going to go ahead and trance. We're going to go to Shadow's turn. And we're going to go ahead and cast Zona Seeker. We're also going to go ahead and cast Golem. And we're going to go ahead and also put... let's go ahead and cast Cure on ourselves to get ourselves ready for that. And we're going to cast as many powerful magic spells as we can in this time. We're going to throw some scrolls at him. Flame Scroll will do for right now. We're going to speed up the turns so we can get Terra's animations off quicker. There we go, Thundara. This enemy has a lot of HP, so we need to be ready to deal with it as soon as possible. There's Flare, a very powerful magic attack. We need to be ready to heal Shadow if need be. We're going to go ahead and use a single target Cure on Shadow. We're going to go ahead and see if we can get one more cast off with Terra. I doubt we can, but the chance is pretty good anyways. There's a single target Flare on Edgar. I don't really want to talk about Ultima's abilities all too much because there's just so much that's going to go on here, and I need to be constantly on the move. So refer to the guide that I'll have placed in the video, and just use that instead. There's really not much I can do. Let's go ahead and use Kira here. Again, Terra's going to be playing our main magic damage dealer. Let's go ahead and throw a water scroll onto the enemy. There's full power right there, but the physical defense from the Golem is going to be helping us a lot right there. Go ahead and drill. There's water scroll. Let's go ahead and conserve Celeste's turn for right now. Switch over to Terra's turn. There's Thundara. We can use Celeste to heal everyone from that fire attack. Let's go ahead and throw a Shuriken. There's Thundara again. Good damage. We can use Edgar to use... let's go ahead and actually cast Slow on the Ultima Weapon. This is a very viable strategy, especially later on, as the Ultima Weapon will just be constantly using stronger and stronger magic as the fight goes on. So we need to be prepared for that. Let's go ahead and swap out Terra. She's going to be the healer for this turn. And we'll use Celeste to do damage. We're going to go ahead and throw another Shuriken at the Ultima Weapon. See what happens here. There we go. Full heals. There's a Rasp, which is not going to be ideal. But thankfully, Shadow doesn't really need his magic all that much. And there we go. He's down. There's so many dangerous things that this boss can throw at you that I can't even really begin to describe it. Just keep your team healthy. Put all of those buffs on you, and just chuck everything you have at it. And trust me, it'll die. Whew! We got an elixir for our troubles. I have no right to fight at your side. Not after I sold myself to the Empire. And off like that, Shadow goes. I think he's sort of redeemed himself. He doesn't need to worry about that. Now, I implore you, at this point in time, turn off encounters, or walk carefully back to either the Blackjack or the save point up here in the Floating Continent, and save your game on a different slot. I cannot advise this enough. Do it now. But after you're done saving, let's go up. Well, well, look who's here. So you all came to die together, then? Well, you're just in time. Behold, the Warring Triad! Oh, what power! I've got goosebumps. Emperor Gestal, please stop this madness. Celeste, child, you alone are special. Why don't I give you and Kefka the task of creating progeny to populate my new Magitech empire? Kill the others and we'll forgive your treachery. Take this sword. Kill them all. Celeste, together we will rule the world. Power only breeds war. It's something we'd all be better off without. Ouch! Blood! You vicious brat! You know, you really are a stupid, vicious, arrogant, whiny, pampered, backstabbing, worthless little brat! Gods, you were born to fight. Now is the time. I implore you, show me your power. Let me in here! Now, listen to me. No more playing games. I command you. Show me your power. Kefka, stop. If you revive them, they'll destroy the very world we want to rule. There's no value in that. Kefka, are you mad? Mad? Emperor Gestal, what are you saying? This is the perfect chance to show them the power of the Warring Triad. Oh, Kefka, you poor, hopeless thing. I'm afraid you leave me no choice. No hard feelings now. I'm just going to use this power you've unleashed to put you to sleep. What's so funny? Very well. I suppose it's only fitting that you go out laughing. Firaga! Blair! What's going on? Why isn't my magic working? Meltdown! Kefka? No. How are you doing this? How, you ask? By standing at the center of the warring triad, of course. They absorb all the magic sent their way. Or hadn't you noticed? Triad, your first victim has stepped forward. Show this useless old man your true power. No, Kefka, stop playing around. I said, show him your power. Incredible. Oh, can't you do any better than that? You're way off. Where are you aiming? More to the right. Run, run, or you'll be well done. Bullseye. Oh dear. Well, I guess I was a bit hasty in calling you a useless old man before. Now you're useless. The world's about to learn the meaning of fear. No, Kefka! Kefka, you mustn't! If you disturb the balance, their power will run wild! Who's that? Go! Forget about me! Run! There's no stopping this now. I'll find my way back. Trust me. You can't escape me! Shadow. Come on, we've got to get out of here. With Shadow occupying Kefka, we've got nothing else to do but run, but the floating continent's bringing down on us. There's so much that's happened in just this brief moment, we have no time to dawdle on it. We've got to go. There's new enemies here, the Nods. They're gonna be in our way. Kefka's brought his own circus down to bring us out with it. Let's go ahead and just cast some magic. Most of these guys are actually fairly weak to magic, so just chuck some spells at them and they'll go down without much of a fight. Go ahead and set up any espers that you want to learn magic on, as you'll get some AP out of this. Be careful, though. These Nods might throw some powerful attacks at you, so just be careful. There are certain fights in here, so even if you turn off random encounters, you are forced to fight a certain amount of these Nods. Do check, though, that you are on a timer, so be ready to just bolt. if we go down here, let's go down these stairs. There's a treasure chest right there, but we're not going to immediately loop around and grab that. We're going to go around this area, and move up, and take the chest there. There's an elixir, and here's the prize that Kefka's left us. His Nelapa. This enemy does have a sort of reflection to magic, so don't worry about any of that. Just try to keep your team alive and use Edgar to deal your damage. Or throw your party members, Celeste and Terra in my case, put them into the front row and have them deal some physical attack damage. Other than that though, we're just going to be worrying about using tools and what have you to deal most of my damage. If Doom happens, that's okay. Edgar is the one we primarily want to worry about, but the Nalapa goes down without much of a fight. The airship's below. We can jump or wait for Shadow. He bought us this time. The best we can do is wait for him. Gotta wait for Shadow. This is a beginner's trap. Wait here as long as you can. It may sound scary, but we've got to buy Shadow time. Now we're nearing the end of the timer, but this is right around when Shadow is going to appear, and we can rescue him. So, come on, Shadow. Come on, don't make me a liar. There he is. Shadow! I'd never be able to rest in peace if I died without collecting my pay. Alright then, Shadow, let's go! There's no way to stop their magic? Hang on.